So last week we answered the question that many of you have been asking. Why am I not further along yet? It's a typical question as you begin any journey. So this week, we're going to do a follow-up to that question. And you see, the simple truth is change happens beneath the surface before it shows up, either on the scale, in your gut health, as reduced neuropathy, whatever it is you're dealing with. Your body has to build a foundation, and that's what we talked about last week. This week, we're talking about the next stage of that journey. After you build that foundation, the next stage. See, there's always a next stage. This is a stage where many people panic. This stage where results slow down, the stage where the body is not resisting change. It's learning how to operate at a new level, guys. This is called the adaptation phase. And this is where your body starts to adapt to your new process, to your new habits. First, you have to build that foundation. You have to get it used to something else. After a while, it will start to adapt to your new habits. And if you understand this, you stop questioning the process and start respecting it. Because it doesn't matter what you do, you're going to go through these phases, and you might as well be on board. It will be a more enjoyable journey. Welcome back to another episode of Mindset and Motivation, or as I like to call it, my Monday Motivations. I'm your host, Dr. Dell, and I'm glad you're here. And today we continue, like I said, with the conversation. Because I know a lot of you, and these are the conversations I'm having with clients each week. So I hear these questions constantly. And just like them, if you've been consistent for several weeks now, you need to understand that something interesting may be happening. Your routines now begin to feel normal. Your body feels slightly different, but the scale might not be dropping as quickly, right? You may not be noticing the gut health. You may not be noticing change in your neuropathy or your nerves or your joint health. Because you see, you start asking yourself, is it working? I'm doing all this stuff, but I don't see any dramatic results. And this is where understanding physiology changes everything. Because the truth is, your body may not be experiencing stagnation. It is really just going through adaptation. There's a difference, guys. Stagnation versus adaptation. And you see, the adaptation phase is when your body begins adjusting to your new habits. Then repeat that. Your body will begin adjusting to your new habits. Your metabolism is calibrating. Your hormones are stabilizing. Your nervous system is reducing stress signals. Your body is learning that the changes you're making are not temporary. They are becoming your new normal. You see the power in this? The adaptation phase, where it seems like nothing is happening. This is where your metabolism is getting recalibrated, your hormones stabilizing, your nervous system is reducing those stress signals because you're all stressed out. Your body is learning that the changes you're making are not temporary. They're becoming your new normal, and your body adapts to normal. I've said it many times, your body loves predictability. So when it sees that, you're going to be doing some stuff, and you're going to be a bit inconsistent at many stages, right? As you start to change up your process, well, you will be inconsistent, and that inconsistency creates doubt. As you become more consistent, your body will learn that, oh, this is the new normal. At every step of the process, your body will learn this is the new normal. That's what plateaus are. That is your body learning to adapt to what you're doing. That is your body waiting to see, okay, is this the new normal? So your body's designed for survival, guys. It doesn't rush into change. First it observes, then it regulates, and then it adapts. And only after adaptation does your body really accelerate change, right? We'll talk about that next, that acceleration. So you have to understand foundation, adaptation, acceleration. And this is why transformation often feels slow early and then suddenly picks up momentum. Not unusual for, most of my clients, their first 3-4 months, my weight loss clients that lose 5-10 pounds. And in their next 3-4 months, guess what? Boom, acceleration. Many of them 20-30 pounds over their next months. You see the difference? Because you're building that foundation. Then your body has to adapt to those new habits. Think of all the new habits that you're practicing since you got here. You weren't doing all this stuff a year ago. So think about that. Your body has to adapt to all these new habits before it accelerates change. And you see, consistency creates trust. Trust is what allows your body to change. So even if the scale isn't dramatically different, even if your gut health isn't dramatically different, even if your nerve and joint restoration isn't where you want it to be, your prostate health isn't where you want it to be, you see, your body is likely improving insulin sensitivity, which must happen before any of that can take place. It's reducing chronic inflammation, which must happen before any of the things you're looking to do can take place. It's regulating your hunger hormones, increasing metabolic flexibility, repairing muscle tissue, lowering your stress chemistry, that's cortisol, stabilizing energy production. I call that mitochondrial efficiency. These are deep physiological adjustments that must be made. And we've talked about those many times because I've talked about before the things that must happen before you will see results. These are all the things that must happen before you see results. Improve insulin sensitivity, reducing chronic inflammation, regulating hunger hormones, increasing metabolic flexibility, repairing muscle tissue, lowering your stress chemistry, stabilizing energy production or mitochondrial efficiency. You see, all of these are physiological things that can't be rushed. And they must happen before significant results will be noticed. They must happen before significant fat loss can continue sustainably, before you will see changes in gut health, before you will see changes, reduction in inflammation, where, your prostate health is just really about inflammation. Your joint and nerve issues are really about inflammation. Cognitive health is really about inflammation of the brain. These are the things that must happen. And you see, most people panic because the adaptation phase is quiet. There's no dramatic excitement. There's no rapid early drop as, some clients experience in their first few weeks, first month. And the brain interprets quiet as failure sometimes. Why? Because of your reactions, right? It's really because of your reactions that the brain interprets quiet as failure. So you start to cut calories lower, you start to add excessive cardio, you start to obsess over this scale, question the plan, lose patience. And ironically, what do these things do? They introduce stress. And stress slows your progress. Your reaction to not seeing the results you want is what introduces stress. And stress, again, puts your body in chaos. It affects your nervous system. Your nervous system is what controls all of these physiological processes we're talking about. And therefore, your results stall because of stress. So you see, now you've gone from adaptation to now really stalling because of the stress response. And now inconsistency in the habits that you're most likely no longer consistent with. Why? Because why bother? I don't see the results. So you see, guys, most early plateaus are not true plateaus at all. They're adaptation checkpoints, and your body is asking, are these habits temporary or permanent? If the habits disappear, your body returns to your old patterns. That's why consistency is important. If the habits remain consistent, your body continues adapting. Consistency is what answers the question. That is why, in order to get through the valley of despair where reality and expectation don't line up, you must continue to move forward as if you were getting great results, because that is what we call consistency. And consistency is what allows the body to adapt to your new habits and therefore create the results you're looking for. So see, this is not time to panic, guys. When you hit those slow periods, it's not time to panic. It's time to reinforce the basics. Stay focused. Protein at each meals. Strength training consistently. You got to build lean muscle. Daily movement, hydration, stress management, quality sleep. These are your basic foundational habits. And transformation is not created by dynamic adjustments. It's created by repeated behaviors, repeatedly reinforcing the foundational habits so that your body can adapt. This is the process of transformation. And once your body starts to adapt, that is where you will see results will start to accelerate. That takes us to the acceleration phase. See, this adaptation phase is where identity solidifies. You're moving from, I'm trying to lose weight, I'm trying to get some results, to this is how I live now. This is who I am. So you see, the excitement fades, but discipline strengthens, and discipline is what carries you through the entire journey because it is based on your identity, who you're becoming. So here's the thing that most people never see, because why? They quit too early. After your body stabilizes and adapts, fat loss often accelerates. Your gut health start to clear up and get better. The inflammation start to reduce, so you start to see differences, the changes in your prostate health. Many guys stop getting up as often to go to the bathroom. You start to experience more male vitality, right? Your neuropathy tends to get better because of reduced inflammation. Your energy improves, your strength increases, your metabolism becomes more responsive. The results start showing up, but only for the people who stayed consistent through the adaptation phase. Because consistency is what creates trust, and trust is what allows your body to change. So understand, guys, that the foundation phase builds stability. The adaptation phase builds trust. The acceleration phase is what delivers results. And most people quit in the adaptation phase because they mistakenly think that adaptation is stagnation. There's a difference between adaptation and stagnation. Consistency is what builds trust. And trust is necessary in order for your body to adapt. Before it will accelerate change, it must know that that change is going to be permanent. Those habits are going to be permanent. Most people don't quit because the plan isn't working. They quit because they don't realize that the body is adjusting. So the point is, you need to stay steady. Your body is learning your new normal. And once that new normal is established, your results will follow. You don't focus on results. You focus on process. You focus on building your foundation, doing the things necessary, through consistent habits so that your body can adapt to your new normal. Once your body adapts to your new normal, that is when it will accelerate your progress. That's the acceleration phase that we'll talk about next. So guys, stay the course. There's a process to the madness. And when I say trust the process, it's about understanding that, hey, if you're eating the right foods, right? You're moving, you're giving your body water, you're training the body, you're improving, you've got more activity, you're healthier, fitter, stronger, better. Do you honestly think that your body won't change? I mean, think about that. How else do you think your body's going to change? You got to get healthier, fitter, stronger, better. Don't you think that when that happens, you are going to lose weight? But why? You're a very different person. Your gut health is going to clear up. Why? You're a very different person. Your prostate and male issues are going to get better. Why? Because you're a different person. You're a healthier person. That is what it takes. So stop focusing on results and start focusing on consistency with the progress, with a process that allows you to become the person you need to become to achieve the results you're looking for. You become that person. Your results are inevitable. This is my new phrase, right? You become the person you need to be. Your results become inevitable. I'm Dr. Dell. I hope this has been helpful.